Today we have a bit of clear sky, but the sky is not that particularly clear. It's clear, but it's a lot of sand in the air from the nearby desert. It's a very common issue with our in Malta. That's in the summer always the sky is hazy, but we see what we can achieve. I have my usual setup. Maybe I will do the Iris Nebula, so I have the SV405cc and I have the 705C for the Crescent Nebula later maybe. The Virtuoso with the cables and everything set up, the tripod so I can hold you steady while I show you what I am doing in the darkness. My 12-volt adapter that I will power the Virtuoso with. I have my slow laptop, which is not ideal, but it's the only one that is charged well. And I have the cable to power the mount, the Virtuoso mount. And this is a very long cable, but I found a good deal. It's a 5 meters for the camera. It's very good, this brand. I forgot the name, but it's serving me very well. Not like the cheap junk ones that they come with the camera. And as you can see, it's clear, but to my eyes it's looking brownish, the sky. For you it's not that visible, but to me I can see brown haziness in the sky, which will be a problem, especially when I'm imaging the Iris Nebula, which is a broadband target without filters. I am collimating my mirrors just to be sure that I'm collimated well, but imaging at f2.5 really needs perfect collimation. You cannot image at this speed without the perfect collimation. I try to show you the mirror, but it's hard, especially through this tiny hole here. And there it is. As you can see, that black dot in the middle is perfectly centered, and this is through a collimation cap, so that has to be perfectly centered. I have a video about this on my channel. If you have a center spot on your mirror, that's the perfect collimation there. That black circle, which is the hole we are looking through right now, needs to be perfectly centered in the center spot of the mirror, and that is perfect collimation. I have my SV405cc with the UV cut filter, f2.5 reducer, 16mm spacer, and the nose piece will attach to each other, and I'm gonna cool it and attach it here. To those wondering how to reach focus with this telescope, I get this question a lot. I just bought a Virtuoso and I cannot focus. To reach focus with this telescope, you need to lower these rods, these truss rods, both sides. You just loosen these two, this one and this one, and you just adjust them and turn the focuser at the same time. Normally they don't need to be this down. They are this down because of the reducer. Normally they need to be about this only down to reach focus, but that's a bit of bonus for you. I am capturing the flat frames for the Virtuoso. You can see that I have a notepad, like one of those that kids draw onto, and I have white t-shirts covering the aperture, and the focus is perfect. The focus needs to be perfect for flats, and to be honest, I haven't dialed in the flats yet, so I'm not claiming that I'm the perfect flat frame maker, but this is what I'm using. And I'm gonna do 20, and I'm gonna do some darks as well, and we'll see how this works out when it gets dark. Okay, so I have Shark uploaded up. I'm gonna turn on I turned on the mount. I'm gonna connect it. Choose COM10, the available COM port. Connect. Okay, now I need to choose the stars. It's gonna be Polaris and Vega, maybe. Vega is. And the telescope is horizontally set up and roughly pointed to north before starting. Okay. Now I'm gonna connect the mount so we can use dithering later. I'm going to close Siril because everything is lagging. Okay. Alright, Mala. Tools. Push to assistant. Polaris. Polaris is this one, 1.97 magnitude. This one you have to choose. Because there are a lot, believe it or not, Polaris. And we are quite a bit off, surprisingly. No worries. Sometimes the Virtuoso mount is not that accurate, as you know. Okay, I think, yes, Polaris is this one. I can see it. This is in the center, is Polaris. The focus looks a bit off. I have to adjust the focus. Alright, I adjusted the focus a bit, and now we're going to Vega. Sorry, I pressed something wrong. Vega. With a wider field of view, it's easier to find a star. If you have a camera with a lot less field of view, it will be more difficult. Alright, I can see Vega. I'm sorry for the phone is auto-focusing. Alright, now we center Vega. It's pretty much centered, doesn't have to be perfect. The alignment is done. Now we go to the Iris Nebula. I'm gonna see how this goes tonight, because as I told you before, the sky is not the best conditions tonight, so I'm not sure if this is gonna work. Now the Iris Nebula is, like I showed you in a previous video, it looks like a star. So in live view, you will only see a star. Okay, right. Not sure if this is the good direction. Yes, it is. Sometimes it's a bit of trial and error. 17, I think, is this one, the Iris Nebula. This one in the center, I think. Let me check. Yes. Yes, I think it's that one. So I'm gonna press center, okay. So now it's tracking. I'm gonna apply the dark frames. Because I did the dark frames, I'm not sure if they will work, but we'll check. They should work. No matter what settings I use for the flat frames, with the reducer they don't seem to work. As you can see, there are ring artifacts. I guess this is a common problem when using a harsh reducer like this. The corners are pretty distorted, obviously. We're not going to use that corner. We will use only this central region. But I'm looking, as you can see, it's a bit yellowish, the screen. This is because the sky, as I told you, is a bit hazy, but I'm hoping that the results will be at least a bit decent with this setup and this sky at the moment. We see in the live view, live stacking, you cannot really see much. The Iris Nebula is pretty faint, and you can only see it when you extract the background. Right now you can't really see it. I'm also dithering every 120 seconds at the moment. After some time I will increase this to 300, because with an Alta's mount it's not critical to dither every often like an equatorial mount. As you can see, it's doing the live stacking pause. It's pausing and dithering. And what this will do is it will move the mount slide to the axis randomly. So at the moment I'm 45 minutes in to this Iris Nebula stack. Tonight I'm getting very good frames. As you can see, they are all uniform. There is no wind outside. You can't see too much here because of the light pollution, but when we put it on Siril, this is what we have. Doesn't look like much, but there is some good details there. As you can see, this is the center of the Iris Nebula, and the dust is kind of faint to bring out, especially tonight with the hazy sky. But I already have 2 hours of data, and I will be adding this data to it, so it will help bring out more details. So I'm not really preoccupied about it at the moment, because to be honest, 4 to 5 minutes is not much integration for the Iris Nebula. Even at 2 hours there wasn't much dust to see. So the Iris Nebula is a pretty dim nebula. It's a reflection nebula, which means it reflects light of our star reflects light. The light gets reflected from the star to the dust, not like an emission nebulae. So I'm at 2 hours exposure. I have more actually. I have 4 hours and another 2, I believe, because I did separate stacks. Because the field, as you can see, I have big field rotation. As you can see, it's the Iris Nebula is now turning across the sky, around the sky, and now it's very high in the sky, and it's the perfect time to image it. So I'm taking advantage, and it's looking really good. I already stretched the data a bit. There's a lot of dust visible, and I'm excited to show you the final result. And tonight I only imaged the Iris Nebula. I didn't image any other target. I not usual I do this because usual I change targets all the time, but I try to stay in the same target all night. And I will show you the final image at the end of this video. It's gonna be exciting. And I just pause the stack a bit, show you the Virtuoso. As you can see, the Virtuoso is happily imaging the sky. It's got a bit clearer now, it's not as hazy as before. And still with the 405cc. As you can see, it's cooling. You can hear the fan. And you can see the mess of the cables I have here. There is the moon out today as well. It's about 94%, I believe. And I'm almost going inside now because it's almost 4 a.m. So the sun is gonna go up. That's the disadvantage of the summer, that you cannot image for long. You have to go inside early.